to Toy With Me. My name is Jerome Montgomery, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of Project VouDou. Toy With Me is our monthly live and live streaming event where we discuss and explore ways of creating a spicier, safer sexual experience through education on the use of adult toys, as well as an exploration of kink and fetish. Here at Toy With Me, we promote sex positivity and embrace all gender-loving communities. Toy With Me events are sponsored and produced by Project VouDou, a nonprofit organization located on the southwest side of Chicago, where we provide a host of low-cost or free services to the community, including behavioral health services, case management services, food pantry services, acupuncture and massage, as well as rental and utility assistance. Once again, we would like to show you how grateful we are by joining us tonight. We encourage you or welcome you to just sit back and enjoy, or join us in the conversation by dropping your questions or comments into the chat, and one of the individuals on screen will be happy to answer your questions. At this time, I would like to ask you to join me in welcoming the gentleman of ONYX Midwest.
Thanks, Jerome. I'm Cariño Blaze ONYX of ONYX Midwest. ONYX was founded in 1995 to bridge men of color to the leather community through education and fraternization. With 10 chapters nationwide, the Midwest chapter serves Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Des Moines, and other cities in the Midwest. You can visit onyxmidwest.com to learn more. We're proud to partner with Project VouDou for Toy With Me, bringing Kink 101 topics to our community, and we hope you enjoy the show. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, VouDou ONYX, and welcome to Toy With Me. Today, we'll be focusing on dressing sexier and what that means to us. Joining us is the current pledge master of ONYX Midwest, this year's Leatherman of Color, and a bit of a fashion icon himself, VouDou ONYX.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Doesn't the audience look good today?
Yes, they do.
The word of the day is provocative, and I know you design and make a lot of your own outfits. What inspires you to create these sexy outfits?
Well, a lot of my inspiration does come from comic book characters and the way that they're scantily drawn, and their clothing, the suggested poses that they put on, you know, face down, ass up for a lot of them. Especially sometimes now it's getting to be where the men are even in such provocative poses. So I take inspiration from that and try to make it into a 3D image that I like to create and show off to other people.
I can dig that. I love a good fashion moment. Speaking of which, I mean, I'm a novice. I don't really make that much. I make this kilt.
Okay,
from my boot camp uniform in the Navy.
See, and recycle,
upscaling. It was a challenge. I had to break it down, you know, put it together, and I, you know, got some instructions off YouTube. It looks a little rough, but it does the job. What is your very first piece of gear you made, and how did you make it? How did you learn how to make it?
My very first piece of gear that I made was actually, I attempted to make a harness.
Out of
and
what?
When I say, basically, actually out of some belts.
Okay.
Just take some regular belts, you cut them, you measure them to the correct size, and then you get the O-rings from Home Depot. Home Depot can be your friend.
Now, what kind of metal do they have these O-rings in?
They actually have them in nickel, zinc, aluminum alloy.
Okay.
A lot of the times, though, you do have to be aware that a lot of people are allergic to some of these metals.
That's why I asked.
Right.
I'm allergic to nickel. I found it out the
and
hard
I have
way.
some members of mine are actually allergic to zinc.
What?
So yeah, when they have those chain harnesses on, sometimes they break out from those chains. So you just have to be aware of what it is that you're actually using, and let people know what it is that you're using when the materials when making items for gear and everything.
That's very important. That's just like feeding people food. You got to let them know what's in it.
Right, you got to know the ingredients.
Let's take a look at some of your work. So let's see, what do we see here? What do we got?
Okay, like right there up in the front, we have pictures of jock straps and certain leather aprons. We also have the founder of ONYX, Mufasa Ali, lounging in a glorious African cape.
I love that print.
That was taken during IML. That's me in my ghostly image. And also, that was our last clear sheer aprons. Those are our last pledge line that we crossed over in 2023.
I remember seeing them at IML.
Yes, they were a hit at IML also too. And then we have, these are also pictures of singlets and briefs that can be made. And let me tell you, spandex can be everybody's friend. Because no matter what size you are, you can always make spandex fit you.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because I got a couple of little, things to tuck away.
And see, and one thing that I do like, I particularly like dressing men with dad bods.
Well, dad bods are in, and I can appreciate
And
dad bods.
I love them.
It's just for me, I want to get rid of my love handles.
You know what? Throw some glitter on them love handles and go out and have a party. Embrace them.
You're right. I might do that for IML. It's too late to lose them right now.
That's right.
What is your favorite piece of gear to make?
My favorite piece of gear to make are actually robes because they are so simple and easy
And
to
very
make.
expressive too.
And yes, and you can always put your own emphasis on what it is that you're making. Whereas if you want to do a bold print or if you want to do just something basic and in a single color, this one is my favorite one because it's nice, it's simple, it goes with everything that I have. I can just throw it on and I can feel like Andre Leon Talley or I can feel like Myrtle Snow. Whichever one I want to, there it is. There you have it.
How did you learn how to make these robes? Did you get like a print? Did you look on YouTube?
Actually, no, it was just a basic, how do you say, trial and error.
Okay.
It's like, okay, if I fold something this way and I cut it this way and then I sew it that way, next thing you know, boom, there it is.
How long have you been making pieces?
Approximately now 8 years, ever since I joined Onyx.
That's a lot of practice.
Right, because actually, leather is expensive. Gear is expensive. All fetish wear is expensive. And so, baby, I'm on a budget. And
You made it work. You
yeah,
made it
you
enough.
you have to make it work. And that's what I do because I said, I ain't got the money for all this stuff. So you just go to a fabric store. Walmart has a good fabric section. Cheap, inexpensive, get what you need, cut it out, stretch it out, put it on and work it.
I know that's right. Now, feeling good about yourself starts from within. Nothing makes your body feel sexier than taking good care of it, which brings us back to one of our big messages for this show, and it's to know your status. Getting tested is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with it at home testing brought to you in collaboration with Sinai Chicago. All you have to do is scan the QR code or go to the URL on the screen and sign up to receive your free HIV testing kit directly to your house. Once you take the test, call the number provided, tell them the results, and then this fun little toy box that you see on your screen will be on its way to you. Just that easy. And I got tested, got my toy box, and it came in handy, so get yours. Don't sleep on it.
I love that toy box.
Yeah, mine too.
Even the box actually itself.
Yes, I put
That
my cowboy
box,
head in
I
my box.
love this box. This box, that box is like a display piece.
These toy boxes are brought, and the testing is brought to you by the Test, Play, Repeat campaign here at Project Vita. Now let's get more into it.
Okay, let's get it.
Dressing sexier in bed, why do you think people can be intimidated by dressing sexier?
Because a lot of people really like to really do things with the lights off. Honey, turn them lights on. We need to see everything. We need to see where stuff is going. And that's what's it. Like you said with your love handles, and I said, just throw some glitter. That's what you do. If you're not feeling comfortable with your own body, there's ways you can dress it up to make you and your partner feel like, oh, okay. And you want to feel sexier when you are with somebody.
That is true. That is true. Because dressing sexy, dressing sexy, does it always include less articles of clothing, do you think?
No.
Okay.
Does not include less. Because you can have 20 yards of sheet just wrapped around you, and that can be the sexiest thing ever.
It can. It can. You could just be presenting face. And yeah.
And just a coy little come hither look.
Show a little leg.
Show a little leg
ankle.
and take you back.
Now, do you have a certain mindset in order to get comfortable, like in your gear? You made a new piece. What are you thinking going into wearing it? Like when you make this robe, what are you preparing yourself mentally to wear it? Because you're gonna get looked at.
Right. Okay. This robe was actually inspired by Rihanna's Met Gala 2020 21 outfit, the big black robe that she
Oh,
wore
yeah.
with.
Was that the one when
A$AP.
she was pregnant?
No one knew if she was
Yeah, but
pregnant
she
or
was,
not
though.
because the robe was so big.
Yeah.
And
That was a good look.
And A$AP Rocky was with the quilted.
And like you said, she looked fire, and she had that on. So
And so I did this for Onyx Blackout when we were in Fort Lauderdale. and everybody looked at me, and because it's so lightweight, it would blow and billow in the wind. And I said, I try to, because to me, most of my Onyx brothers, we're all starting to look alike now. So it's like you have to stand out. You have to be. You want to be seen when you go somewhere. So it's like, okay, if I'm gonna wear this, I'm gonna have to make an entrance. So here I come in.
that's true. That's true. A costume change.
Yes.
What do you usually tell people when they first try on your gear? If you make a piece for somebody, what do you tell them to expect? Or even if they commission a piece, be like, hey, this is going to be.
Be ready to show your body off.
Yeah, I know you. I know you. You look. Yeah, you that type of influence, and thank you for that.
Well, no, I mean, because you'll still be covered up because, like I said, spandex, it hugs you and gives you. It's almost basically like you don't have anything on at all. So that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Get ready.
People gonna see. You can even see body hair underneath that. What are some beginner-friendly pieces that you would recommend for someone?
Beginner-friendly pieces to make or anything like that. Well, actually, your kilt. That's something that a beginner can do. Like you said yours is a little rough around the edges. I don't see it rough around the edges. I see something it's basically tailored to you. You make it to what you need it to be. Like you said, if I like something with a little rip on the side of it, put a rip in it. If it's even got something in it, go ahead. That means that piece is original to you.
Okay, I like that. And I was going to ask you what makes you feel more confident, but obviously the gear, you made it. Is there, I kind of know the answer to this question because I've made things. Does it feel different from buying something versus making it and you're wearing it? I mean, of course, right? You feel more
accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to show off your work.
That you've actually done something and you've earned the right to actually have on what it is that you're wearing, because anybody can go out and buy anything.
That's true.
And a lot of people, they do go out and they buy a lot of things that everybody else has. There is a saying in the leather community that I don't want to look like a Castro clone. And we all know what a Castro clone looks like. White t-shirt, black leather vest, blue Levi jeans, combat boots.
Mm-hmm. And
everybody has on the same thing.
And if you're lucky, maybe like, some gloves.
Some gloves. But like I said, throw something different into the wind.
That seems pointed.
You know what? And that's why I said gloves, because I was going to say armband, but I was like,
no. Because the armbands can be an accessory that you can change.
Okay. And I was gonna say
wear my blue
armband, but I was
jeans
like,
today too. I was gonna wear my blue
I don't want it to seem like it's the shade.
No, but it's no shade too. But like I said, I just want to look different.
Yeah, I get that. And with things evolving and people expressing themselves more, it's time to do that.
Like with the different color harnesses that everyone wants to wear. Like no one wants to wear just a regular black harness. They want to wear something that expresses their feelings at that time that they're wearing.
And even materials, they have harnesses that are just stretchy and not just leather. So
because sometimes the stretchy ones are more comfortable to
wear.
Those
leather ones cost a lot of coin. So
and the leather stretchy ones that we're talking about, those can easily be made. Just get you some elastic from them.
You're right. Because I bought one and I looked at it. I was like, I could have made this. I'm just sewing it together. But what? Speaking of sewing something together, what is the piece that gave you I wouldn't say gave you the most problems, but took you the longest to make? Like you was just, okay, let me start this. Okay, let me just come back to it. I don't feel like doing this, or this is giving me problems, or even if like something you was waiting on, like a zipper to come in. Do you have a piece that was just like, that piece finally is done?
I feel triggered. This past January, MAL, Mid-Atlantic Leather. I was going for a look. My husband and me and my husband, it was a look that we were going for. I was going for. Supposed to be 18th century. He had on a latex frock coat. with the tights up underneath it, the lace ruffles and everything, and I had on a latex Marie Antoinette gown. I could not get this shit to go through that sewing machine.
What was wrong? It was just too big.
No, well, that's one. It's too big. It was coming out to be too big. Then the sewing machine wanted to act up. Then the surgeon wanted to act up. Then it's like the threads want to keep breaking. Then
And
it was
next is
like
the bobbit or whatever they call it.
Right. It was like everything that could happen happened, and I was like, this is some bullshit.
I'm sure you broke plenty of needles, right?
Yes, I did.
Don't you hate that?
But you know what? I got it done though.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not have a picture, but you know, if you go into my Facebook, I think I do have a pic. Oh, is it? And it was supposed to have been a white wig. You know, I was even gonna have the beard and everything with the sunglasses, and I was supposed to have a white wig on. White wig didn't come, so that's when I decided to just wear a towel on my head.
What did it?
Yeah, you were there. You didn't like
did
did
it, I was there. No, I caught the tail end of
Oh
it.
yeah, the gear
remember, I
show.
was
That's
outside.
what I wore to the gear show.
I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Remember that? I was standing outside looking stupid.
Oh, no, you weren't looking stupid.
But y'all took care of me. Y'all got me in there.
I took care of you.
I appreciate it.
Right, and that's where the birth of the towel, wearing the towel on my head.
I was like, okay. I thought maybe it was just hot. and
That
sweaty.
too.
Oh,
That
okay.
too, because it was hot and sweaty.
Y'all had a ton of looks. They got changed from one look to another. I'm like, it's the middle of the day. Okay, well, do y'all thing.
Well, you got to.
One more question, and then we're going to get into an audience demo. A typical night where it's, let's say it's a party. Let's say the Onyx party at IML.
Okay, all right.
How many looks would you bring? Would you bring several looks, or would you just bring a reveal?
Actually, I would probably bring a 3-in-1.
3 looks. Okay.
And one, but 3
Explain
in
how
1.
you gonna pull this off.
Because basically, they would all be what I would call a peel and reveal.
Okay.
So it's like you come in one thing, but then you take one layer off and you have something else on.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, you take another layer off and you got something else on. That's your third look. But then some way, somehow, you may be able to adjust that look to come into and turn it into something else.
Goodness. Always evolving at the party.
Right. So it's like I had on a frilly, like a big tulle, long coat, trench coat, like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was long and it was dragging, but because it was dragging, I said, okay, you know what? I just picked it up and wrapped it around. So it looked like I had on a short jacket. Now it looks like I have on a short jacket now. So that's what I said. Just things that can just be transformed into
So
something
basically,
else.
just have fun with it.
Exactly.
Express yourself, like that song. Now, as we get ready for an audience demo here, we'd like to remind you that you can revisit old broadcasts, suggest future shows, and you will be one click away from signing up to get a free test and toy box at our new page, projectvita.org/toywithme. No spaces. Speaking of the toy box, check out this video from Sinai, Chicago.
Hey, Michelle, what are you doing tonight?
Hey Eric, Project VouDou is doing the Toy With Me party on Zoom.
Nice. What's that all about?
They focused on different sex-positive topics, and they're going to be offering free home HIV testing kits to Sinai Infectious Disease Center.
HIV home test kits. How does that work?
So they're going to share a link in the chat where you can sign up to get your home test kit.
Okay, I've been wanting to get tested, but I didn't really want to leave the house.
I feel you. You just give them your contact info, and someone from Sinai will contact you to send out your free home HIV testing kits. They'll put it in an unmarked box to your mailbox.
Okay, then I do the test by myself? It sounds kind of difficult.
It's not that hard. Once you get the test kit, it's pretty easy. Just follow the step-by-step directions, and you'll get your results in about 20 minutes. Let Sinai know that you took the test and what your results were, and you can even call them and they'll walk you through it. Sinai will then contact Project VouDou to let them know that you took the test, and they'll send you out a complimentary gift bag.
Can they also help me access PrEP and any other sexual health needs?
Yeah, of course. Sinai partner up with Project VouDou to provide sexual health education, prevention tools, and medical treatment to the community. And they have lots of services too.
Sounds awesome. I definitely want to go and get tested at home, and I'll do the Toy With Me party too.
There's a question.
Yes, so we have a question from our online audience. It says, what is VouDou's favorite costume piece or custom piece? I'm sorry.
Ooh, my favorite custom piece. Well, besides, like I said, besides this robe, I think my favorite is one that I'm going to be wearing during IML.
You gonna spill the tea, or you just gonna?
No, I'm not going to spill the tea
Okay.
on this one. It's just that
Y'all have to wait and see.
You'll just have to see Pecs and Personality. The robe that I have for Pecs and Personality, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna be backstage, cheering you on, and being nosy. I can't wait to see this robe. Did we have another question? Because now it is time for Just the Tip.
This year's Just the Tip is brought to you by our Link Up audience facilitator. Link Up Chicago connects Black, same-gender loving, gay, and bisexual men to safe social and spiritual resources that allow them to thrive. For more information, visit linkupshy.info.
Antonio here, your Castro clone. Your Link Up audience facilitator. Today's tip is all about stimulation without penetration. So whether the lights are on or off, dressing sexier is a tactile and physical stimulator inside the bedroom. So materials like lace, silk, mesh bring an extra layer even in the dark. So with some risk-free fun, dry humping is a great way to make your partner stimulated without the added fuss. Rubber, latex, leather, spandex, neoprene, fishnet, mesh clothing, or more, go out and get them all. This is just a tip, but you can always go deeper.
Back to you. What are some of your favorite things to do when dressing up? And by that, I mean, like, do you not necessarily walk around at home, but you just dress up to dress up, take pictures, go out in public, events, private events?
Well, my kink is actually dollification.
Okay.
And dollification is where you actually get an arousal from dressing people up. What I do is I actually like to take people and basically treat them like my own little Barbies and Kens. And what we would do when we were younger, playing with Barbies, we would take their clothes off and put them in something else and then position them into doing things that we would want them to do. And see, basically, I'm a puppet master in that sense.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the gratification that I get from actually dressing up and dressing other people up.
Man, you get aroused from dressing up people.
Yes.
I get aroused from undressing people. Does that count?
That's the same, basically the same
Okay.
thing, because I am undressing you, and then I am putting you back into something.
I mean, I might not redress them.
Well, see, because
But-
it's actually because dollification is a subsect of role play.
Okay.
So that's why putting them into another
I might
outfit.
explore that. Maybe I'll put the clothes back on when it's time to go. But
Right, yeah, and see, that could be the part of the thing.
My folks is taking them off.
Ken came over, you got him undressed, you posed him in to do all the things with you, and then once you were done with him, you put the clothes back on Ken and you pushed him back out the door. That is a dollification scene.
okay, that's kind of hot and simple. I like it.
Right.
What are some of your favorite materials to use?
Oh, some of my favorite materials to use. Spandex. I hate working with silk. I hate it.
I would have never thought to work with that. Isn't that expensive?
It's expensive. And
It's sensitive too, ain't it?
Right, and one little rip, one little tear, that's it, destroyed.
See.
And same thing with leather. Leather, we do work with, me and my husband, we do work with leather, but you just look at it and you're just so scared to cut it. You're scared to because it's different than actually working with actual fabric, because once, a needle can go into fabric and nothing's gonna happen. But needles actually punch holes into leather, and once that hole is in there, it's there, and it's not.
That's skin. That's
right, and it's like
a whole piercing.
And that's why I spend hours and hours just sitting there, just staring at something, and I'm like, I'm scared to touch it.
Oh, I'm afraid of it.
Hey, Phobos, we got some more audience questions. This is Antonio, the audience facilitator for those at home. VouDou, are you inspired by any celebrities? I know you said Rihanna, but who else are you inspired by, celebrity-wise?
Recently, I'm starting to get inspired by Doja Cat.
She is putting it
Yeah,
out there.
right. Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I think she's
okay.
been walking around with that designer, and he's been dressing her.
Yeah, and Olivia Roostang from Balmain is a. Andre Leon Talley has always been one of my favorites because that is one of person that inspired me with all the robes and the caftans that I normally do.
That was a really good question. Get another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Have you ever dressed sexy with someone you didn't have sex with?
Oh yes, all the time. You're right. I don't have to actually have sex with the person to actually get my rocks off with them. So
Okay.
I want to know something. So, how would you dress Phobos up if you were doing dollification?
You did dress me up one
and
time.
actually, I have.
But not like extensive. It was just I wasn't even thinking about dollification, and you putting that on me. So what would you put on me?
Well, actually, like basically what it is that I put on you was that he had on a lovely fuchsia colored singlet.
Oh no, I'm talking about last year. No, the 2022 IML when I put on. What was
2022
that?
IML. That was the toga. That's when I dressed up.
Yeah,
the
you dressed me up
in togas that.
And I ain't think nothing of it. You was over there just.
See, it's a sneaky little thing. But see, because the thing is that I don't actually get like I don't get handsy as I could.
Yeah, it seemed innocent, but I didn't know.
Right, because it's like I'm not gonna, because I will ask for consent if I do have to reach down there, because in my singlets you do have to adjust yourself to get into them.
Yeah.
Because they are enhancing. These are male enhancing singlets.
So what would you dress me in today? Not now, but like knowing me even more, what would you put me in?
I would actually put you in something that maybe even shirtless.
Okay.
But not necessarily shirtless, but see-through.
Okay.
So maybe like a mesh shirt. You can still keep your vest. I'm seeing you now in this kilt right here, and I think that there's a style of kilt that I actually kind of like that will fit you. Kind of like a rough and rugged kilt that may actually be like the rough edges and the raggedy and just a couple little holes in them, and just, like a streetwear style.
You got to point me to them. What are some materials that people might not think of to use?
People may not think of using certain types of vinyl.
You're right. That's not as forgiving, is it? It's like it's not
vinyl
stretchy.
is not forgiving at all.
Okay.
Well, depending on what type of, because you can get a 4-way stretch vinyl.
Okay.
You can also get a 2-way stretch vinyl, or you can get a vinyl that actually looks like chrome, which will look like metal.
And that doesn't stretch at all?
That doesn't stretch at all. But you know what? That makes for great, like if you want to do masks that look like armor or anything like that, because you know how we have the pauldrons, right? That can look like it's metallic.
Oh.
Get those you can get those in vinyl.
That would be a good look too.
Right.
I think that'd be hot. Did we have any more questions?
Yes, we have a couple of online questions. So the first question is, are you inspired by any celebrities?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we got that one. He's talking about Doja Cat. What are some tips for those who want to start doing, DIY their sexy attire? What would be the first thing you would tell them to do? Step 1.
Go for it. That's it. Really, literally,
right.
that is it.
You're
Just
right.
go for it. Don't be scared to just, because the first thing, I learned this from the movie Kill Bill. You acquiesce too easily to defeat. Meaning, you gave up before you even tried doing it.
That makes sense.
So that's why I say, go for it. If you see something, don't be like, nah, I can't do that. Oh, ooh, that looked too hard.
And getting started is different for so many people.
Right, it's
That's what I
different
just
for
thought
some people,
about.
but the thing is, just try it.
With me, it was just going out there and just buying a sewing machine. Now I got the sewing machine and I done spent all this money on, and I'm not finna not use it.
And that's the other thing. Don't start off big. Do not try to paint the Sistine Chapel. Just go.
The first thing I made was
start
like
off small.
jock straps. And
Exactly.
I got used to it with the machine and for lack of better words, cadence of sewing and fixing the needle and
Become one with the machine.
Yeah, that was good practice. I was doing that like in 2020 when everybody was getting their
right,
hobbies and stuff.
Right, sometimes you have to stroke her and say, "Hey, we getting ready to do some work right now."
And she'll let you know when it's time to go to sleep too.
Right, she'll let you know when she's tired.
Yeah, like we ain't doing no. You change the needle. Now the thread is want to act. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you rest. We can come back tomorrow.
My sewing machines. I have 2 sewing machines and 2 surgeries.
What brands do you have?
I have a Singer heavy duty and a Brother embroidery.
Okay. Oh, you got a number? Oh, well, of course you would. I got the Singer heavy duty. I got that because eventually I wanted to get into working with leather, but like you said, it's expensive.
Right.
So I need to make sure that
that Singer is the C145, I think, and it's not even that expensive. It's only like $119 now.
You should have told me that when I bought mine. I spent $300 on mine.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh no,
right. That's
this.
the other thing. Before you jump into anything,
that's what I have to do. I have to dive in with everything.
Yeah, just do a little just always do a little research first to find out, like, okay, I see it's this price. Let me check somewhere else and see if it's some. I
did look around, but that's the one I wanted. I knew it was going to do leather, but I have to dive in when I do things. I can't just put my toe in. I'll be like, you know what, that was cute, and I just walk away and never come back. If I jump all the way in the pool, I got to swim all the way back to get out of the water, and by then I might as well just stay in the damn water.
Well, now that you in the water with us trying to make some clothes,
Hey, I'm here. I'm still holding on to the side. I ain't go to the deep end with y'all yet.
Don't worry. We got you.
Okay.
Phobos, we got some audience questions as well.
Oh, let's hear them.
My bad.
Go ahead.
So I know you said that you are into dollification. So do you, just to better say it, do you dress them up in something that fits their personality, or do you dress them up in something that fits that's more sexual pleasing for you?
It can be either or. Because sometimes it's like, sometimes people actually come in raid my closet, like, ooh, can I try this on? Only if and they are there for, a little in and out anyway. And they were like, well, can I try this on? Sure, you can try that on. And then they're like, well, what would you put me in if I was, and they ask me questions like that, well, what would you put me in? Ooh. And so like I said, it can be an either or. They'll do it either way.
So would you have to know the person first, or do you just get a sense of them just based off of one-time interaction, or does it have to be like continuous interaction, know their personality,
Sometimes it's like, basically I do know the personality of a person that I am going to be playing with.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Because it's like I'm beyond the stage of bringing randoms back. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I can't do that anymore.
Never say never.
So yeah, it's got to be people that I've been knowing for a while.
So you would know their personality.
Right.
Let's see, we got another question.
What is the most that you know, because you know fabrics? What is the fabric that is most like water or stain resistant, that is easily accessible without having to go to like a special store? Or
you said that stain resistant? Okay. Actually, it would be wax sealed cotton. You don't have to go to a specialty store. A lot of African stores sell this.
Okay.
It's just sealed cotton, and then the water runs right off of it. Vinyl is, like I said, vinyl is another thing. Mm-hmm. But you can actually get there are types of vinyl that actually feel like fabric, but you didn't know that it was vinyl, but it does have a vinyl feel.
I think I've worked with that wax covered
wax cotton.
Yeah, I think I've worked with that because I recently made a clown suit, and I made it from scratch. I had a jumpsuit, and I just outlined it on the floor with cardboard, and when it got my material shiny, had it for like a year, finally made something out of it. But the clown collar, I had the wax colored thing, and I put like some kind of stiff board behind it.
Okay.
I had to sew it onto that, and then bend it and shape it to the clown collar.
Well, see,
trying to picture
see, this was like if you just use if you use interfacing behind the in the collar, in the ruff, that's what it would have been. Inside the ruff would have even gave you a little shake.
Well, it's a lot of shake because this clown collar I made, it literally comes out to like right here. It's off the screen. It literally comes
outrageous.
Out there. You know what? I should have wore it. I should have wore it, damn.
Just being
Maybe I'll wear it
extra.
next month.
Look,
Yeah, I'll wear it next month. Hey, y'all.
This was what I was talking about.
I always got to be extra. If I made it, I got to make it
Yeah,
big.
if you
okay?
if you make it, just say, like I said, own it.
Yeah,
Say,
you know what?
This is me. This is what I do.
Tune in next month. I'm gonna wear that clown collar. But now, a word about some of the programs you can take advantage of here at Project VouDou.
Project VouDou would like to remind you that we have a variety of care programs and support groups available. From Caminando Juntos, an all-Spanish-speaking HIV support group, T for T, a trans empowerment group by trans folk for trans folk, Affirming Loving Learning Youth, or Ally, our youth LGBTQ+ support group, and Empowerment Echo, our domestic violence support group for lesbian and bisexual women. To learn more about the programs you see on your screen, email care@projectvita.org or visit projectvita.org/care. The Mind, Body, and Soul Health and Wellness Circle offers a wide range of programming available to Black, gay, bisexual, and same gender-loving men in Chicago. These offerings include, but are not limited to, free classes, online resources, and community building activities. To learn more about upcoming events, classes, and to sign up, please visit shywellnesscircle.com or sign up through projectvita.org/MBS-signup.
Well, right now we have two of our models up here. We have Legendary, who is wearing a nice little mustardy orange colored singlet. And then, like I said before, the singlets that I make are kind of male enhancing. If you'd like to turn to your right. Yes, you see the bulge, it enhances the bulge. Also, it also lifts the pectoral muscles. And going over to the other model that we have up here, we have Cheshire, who's wearing a pink fuchsia bodysuit. And this bodysuit zips up in the front, and it's also all over. Can you give us a spin? He's also wearing his own custom Illinois Bear Hunter vest. This is his title vest that he made actually for himself. This is my husband, by the way, who's also my partner when it comes to making these clothes, to making outfits for everybody. I also designed the hat that he has on right there, which is this bear print. And this is his title vest from his title year for when he won for his title for Illinois Bear Hunter.
Now, we see that you are into dad bods. All bods can be sexy.
Yes.
What can you suggest for people to recreate these looks? Like, what are some problems that you came across that maybe people can learn from your mistakes?
Well, first things first is that a lot of people, like I said, spandex is your friend. These two outfits right here, even though these are on two basically larger size men, can actually fit someone even larger. Well, no, see, because this would be considered an extra large in a regular size. But these can also fit even someone up to size 3X can wear one of these. Also, someone that's even my size, because I am considered scrawny, can also wear one of these singlets or one of the bodysuits. And as you see, the bodysuit cover it all. This is made from actually Yaya Han's cosplay fabric, which is this is basically like a chrome magenta color.
I want that suit.
Oh, you want this?
I do.
Right. But seeing on this one, Cheshire actually added feet. Can you lift your foot up for the camera if you can? Yes, he actually added feet to this one. So, but mostly the feet are out, so the way sometimes, so the way you can see the toes for all the foot fetishes that are out there.
I'm one of them. Do you have any suggestions about people ordering online, like what to stay away from, what's too expensive for, like, let's say that singlet? You have various prices for it just because it has a label on it.
Right. It always depends on what the label is or who's the manufacturer of the singlet, because they can run a gamut. They can run from $19.99 all the way up to almost to sometimes $75 just for a singlet.
What about kink events like Sexotica, IML, Pride Fest, Market Days? Do you think they amp the prices up because you're there, or is it like a little bit cheaper because they have a lot more and they want to make more sales?
I'm not gonna speak on things like that
it could go either way.
Because I don't want
step on any toes.
Right, exactly. So I'm not gonna.
We ain't talking specifically about nobody.
No comment.
What about finding clothes at home to modify? Like you mentioned to me earlier, I can make some chaps out of jeans, and I can't wait to do that tonight.
Yes.
So what are some other suggestions for things that you might throw away but you can make into something?
Leather coats. If you have a leather coat, like a leather trench coat or anything, cut that bitch up and just make it into something, and you can make it into something else. We have made those. We've made shorts out of those, out of leather trench coats. What else, baby, have we made?
Harnesses, wristbands.
Also, y'all use the leather and just repurpose it.
We just repurpose the leather.
I had a leather trench coat and I cut it into like a long tuxedo, like with the long coat tails.
Right, exactly.
And it turned out pretty fun. It was fun to make.
And that's how you do it, because basically you really don't want to, like, you want to outfits to be sustainable when you make them. So it's like, so as we are trying to save the earth and save the planet, we don't want everything to be winding up in a landfill. So yeah, like even my medallion on my Leatherman of Color medallion, this was actually made from leather that was cut up from a coat.
Okay.
From a coat.
That's
also.
Cool. Do we have any questions from the audience? If we can get y'all to model one more time.
Take
Let's
another
see the front
spin,
and the
please.
Back. Let's see that title vest. I'd like to thank y'all for coming up.
Okay.
Legendary gonna get us kicked off of Facebook is what I think is gonna happen.
They'll be like, that's too raunch. Thank y'all for coming and modeling. And as usual, we would like to bring you some important announcements. Latinx Health Summit. We are excited to announce Project VouDou along with VIV, AFC, CDPH, and our partners from health providers across the Chicagoland area will be hosting Latinx Health Summit, a health summit focused on gay, bisexual, and same-gender loving men's health. There will be health workshops, services, speakers, food, and more July 14th from 12 to 6, hosted at Joe's on Weed Street. That's a big place. I ain't been there in a long time. I'm going to have to stop by. And finally, the next Toy With Me. Toy With Me is streamed live and will be coming to events near you. That's right. As festival season comes up, we will be bringing Toy With Me live to various festivals Project VouDou will have booths at. Our next Toy With Me will be the last one here at our Wellness Center. Join us on Father's Day to talk about daddies, sirs, masters, and mentors. RSVP at projectvita.org/toywithme. You remember Market Days last year?
No, I wasn't here for.
I got tied up live.
Oh, see, I wasn't here for Market Day because I wasn't in town for Market Day.
Oh, you sure weren't, but I got tied up. Impromptu. I just showed up and stuck around. And
you just said the key word.
I was lucky enough to get tied up.
Daddies.
I mean, to check all of our events, you can go to projectvita.org/events and onyxmidwest.com/onyx tag calendar to get all those events. But
sounds like a fun time.
I can't wait till next month. I'm gonna have to wear my green. But before we go, it is time for our live Q&A, where we answer your questions from chat and from our social media pages. So, and from the audience. You look like you had a question. I'm looking at you. So, what does anybody in the audience have any, make any pieces or are into making any pieces?
Has it inspiration? Has anything inspired you to?
Yes. Have y'all been inspired to make any pieces?
VouDou, I know you said that you had started. You said you started out with harnesses, or you started your first one was trying to make a harness?
No, my first one was trying an attempt to make a harness.
What would you suggest, like good things to start out for folks?
Well,
to start
yeah, a harness would be good to start off with, but it's just that you just got to make sure that you measure everything correctly. Because when I made it, it was a little lopsided.
But you mean not a leather one though, right?
Right, but not try. Like I said, vinyl is also good.
Okay.
When because you have luxury fabrics, and then you have what you can actually, what you can use within your budget.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's these gloves, this is not leather.
Oh.
They're vinyl. But
Okay.
But you know what? I'm waving my hands around like
And
this is
they
the
still look
finest
good.
snap of leather.
And they still look good.
And they still look good. So
Mm-hmm.
you can just grab you just like a couple of pieces of vinyl and just and use that as practice.
Especially
because vinyl and leather, they both, like you said, you punch that hole in it.
It's over with.
It's over with.
You ain't ripping that apart.
Right. So like you said, so what? You spent $3.99 for a yard of leather, for a yard of vinyl, versus $35 for a yard.
Is that much?
Yes, leather can run to between $2.50 to $5.90 yard for a square, just for 1 square
Oh
foot.
my God. Okay, so speaking of leather, what kind of leather would you recommend? Because I know there's pig, there's cow.
No, not for if you're trying to do DIY.
What would you say, lamb?
Lamb skin is the best.
Isn't that expensive though?
Yes,
It's so
and
soft.
that's what I say, and it's soft and it's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Between a rock and a hard place, you got to get the
But
expensive stuff.
there's different types but there's also different types of weights. The lambskin, like that would be like used for gloves, that is expensive. But like you say, if you wanted to make something like the vest it's just a heavier weight.
Okay.
So it's just like it all depends on the weight of the leather that you're getting.
Because I do want to start working with some leather, and I don't know where to start. $35 a
Right,
a
and that's
square.
what I say. You need to know exactly what it is you're getting ready to make,
least
and you need to be sure
Yeah.
that this is what you want to make. And like I said, practice on a few things, like how we would do. We would even just take fabric and just make the vest itself to see. This is how it would lay. This is what the and this is what the pattern would be. So that way, when we actually did finally get the leather, or we had somebody else buy the leather, so that way, because it's something that they wanted, we practice on some things first and tell them, okay, yeah, this can be done, and then they would give us the money. We go buy the leather, and then we go ahead. Now, if we made a mistake in that, yeah, then that would be on us, and we would have to. Look, I gotta go get them some more leather.
That's an expensive mistake
Right,
to
and
make.
sometimes, right, so that's why I say you have to be sure what it is that you're doing, because it can be an expensive mistake.
He looked like he had a question over there.
So I did think of something. So like, I'm a big guy, so something like what your husband had on. So what type of material would you suggest for somebody like a big guy like me who would get hot very easily?
Actually, it depends on what type of, now see, to me, I always ask him, I said, aren't you hot in that? And he says, no, he says it actually breathes. But there's also like the spandex that the yellow singlet was made in, that's very breathable. And that's like the one I was telling you where it feels like, sometimes don't feel like you have anything on when you do have it on.
You do feel every bit of wind in that kind of material. Yeah.
When you're working with like leather, denim, thicker fabrics, do you have any suggestions for folks?
Make sure that you get the correct needles.
Ooh,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah, because there is a difference between a ballpoint. Yeah, and see, that's what I said. Everything that I do is like basically trial and error. And then, sometimes just watching other people is like, oh, yeah, because there's a difference between an embroidery needle and a ballpoint needle and a leather needle and a vinyl needle and a strap.
Now, can you use like a leather needle on regular material? You wouldn't recommend that, right?
No,
Because it is
not
so
really.
differently.
Right, it does. It does so differently. Sometimes it doesn't even catch in the bobbin that's going to, and it'll skip.
I asked that because I recently made that mistake.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, it's a leather needle. It'll be fine. No, I took that thing right
And
out.
just like I remember how we was telling you, treat your sewing machine.
We had to take a break.
Like,
She told me no.
She will tell you. She will let you know that this ain't the right needle for this.
I popped that needle.
Baby, you doing it wrong. She like you doing it wrong.
Well, go have a seat. Come back tomorrow.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
So VouDou, I know you said that certain fabrics are good for all types of different body types. So for like all different genders and different body types, what kind of fabrics would you suggest for skinny folks, big folks? Is there anything that you would go to?
Like I said, besides spandex, jersey, cotton jersey.
Oh, that's
Like
real stretchy,
basically
ain't it?
like t-shirt material, like t-shirt
What they
material.
call it, jersey knit?
Yeah, jersey knit.
Okay.
So comfortable. You can make anything out of that, like t-shirts, shorts, short sets, onesies, even. And the best thing, you can make your own sheets.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yes, and like I said, and everything can be so comfortable, sheets, pillowcases, and then
And you'll spend less.
And you can spend less.
Where do you go to get fabrics? Do you have any local shops?
Yes, I do. Okay, normally we buy things from the Textile Discount Warehouse, which is right over on 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Also Rainbow Fabrics, which is right on Roosevelt and what is it? Right off of Roosevelt and State Street, right next to the Chicago. Right.
Oh,
Thank you.
I never been there.
Yeah. At one point it was Joanne Fabrics, but I hear that they are going out of business.
Are they?
Yeah.
So they about to have a sale.
Oh, they are having a sale right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
And you ain't, okay. Well, you told me now, so let me.
Telling you now.
So we know what we're going after, guys.
But like I said, and like I said, Walmart has a good. Walmarts have good fabric section. But also, like if you need the hardware for these items, like especially if you're doing gear, Home Depot, which we all call Homo Depot, because you can get the stuff for your gear and you can also get stuff for your play for your play spaces.
Does Home Depot have brass? Because I'm into brass.
Yes.
Okay.
Home Depot, Menards, and
Lowe's.
That's it.
Okay.
Lowe's.
Okay. Okay.
Speaking of brass and leather, can we tell the folks at home a little bit about IML for the folks that don't know about it and what to expect?
Yes, this is IML 46. IML is a congregation of leathermen that come in and invade the city of Chicago.
From around the world. Not just around the country, around the world. To Chicago.
For Memorial Day weekend. Oh, yes. And there's a fabulous contest that is held. Over those 4 days of the weekend, a contest is held where someone will be crowned Mr. International Leather. Those who hold their local titles from their respective cities and or countries get to come and compete for that. I am one of the contestants that are in the running with my title Leatherman of Color 2024, which is a title that I won back in February of this year, and this is my title daddy right here because he's the Leatherman of Color 2023. I'm following now in his footsteps where he ran for IML last year, and now I'm running for IML this year. And you're
gonna do well. You're gonna do well.
I'll just keep my fingers crossed on it because the universe has a way of just saying,
it does.
Bitch, sit your ass
And don't forget to
down."
have fun.
But that's my main thing that I'm gonna do is just be there to have fun. And
y'all have a pretty good class. I went to Austin Keek weekend and I just stood by seeing them interact with each other and they have I like to interact. They got chemistry. We had chemistry too, but I'm just like, y'all, damn, can I be in y'all class too?
But this is the 46th year of IML.
Okay.
We're class number 46.
And IML
and there are 61 contestants.
Okay. It was 54 when I did it.
IML's for everyone, right? So anyone can go.
Anybody can come to IML, whether you're Leathermen, Kinksters, fetishes, muggles. That's what we call the vanilla folk that don't that aren't into anything because just like in Harry Potter, it's like you're just the regular people.
Oh my goodness, you just the
regular
extra in the
vanilla
background.
People, right?
So boys, girls, non-binary.
Boys, girls,
every-
non-binary, transgender.
Yes.
If you have a heartbeat, you're welcome.
Yes.
Right.
Phobos-
and it's not just for white men.
I hope not.
Yes, it's not because back in the day when I always wanted to go to IML, my friends were like, I ain't going to that white shit.
And little did they know.
Little did they know.
If they had went, they would have saw for themselves.
Right.
So y'all
Because
come on.
there are people of all races that are there in attendance.
For folks that have never been to IML, can each of y'all tell me a little bit of something about what y'all learned at y'all's first IML? What's something that you would let someone know that's never been to IML before?
You know what? In my first IML, I was pledging Onyx, but I was thoroughly involved in not the setup, but like volunteering and meeting people because I was a fresh face. Surprisingly, people were a lot nicer than I thought they would be because people look intimidating when they're walking around in leather, and you would think, oh, they don't want to be talked to, or somebody in full cow is like, oh, they ain't gonna talk to me. They would stand there and have a whole conversation with you, party with you at the next event. I was like, wow, these people are really friendly. People ain't got time to be spending all their money to come to Chicago with attitude. So they come here.
My first time going to IML, this was years ago, back when they had it over at the Hyatt. And for anybody that's going for their first time, I do have to give them a warning, though, that it can be overwhelming.
That's true.
Because it's like, if it's your first time, there's a lot of people. I mean, it's like walking into a sea of people that's all doing the same exact thing, and you have never seen this, and you've never seen this happen before. Yeah, it can be an assault on your
go
senses.
outside and take you a break if you need to.
Right, yeah, you may have to. And don't get caught up, because there are people that will get caught up on those stairwells. And
they grown. They made that decision.
But, you just let them know, like, watch out.
I can't wait for IML. It's going to be fun. But before we go, remember to follow at Project Vita Incorporate INC, at Project Vita INC, and at Onyx Midwest on Twitter, X, or Instagram, and look for our stories and posts on our upcoming shows, topics, and call for questions. We will answer the questions you send at the end of the show every month. Before and after each show, our audience members have the opportunity to test right here at Project Vita. They provide you with a short form to fill out, and then one of our certified testers conducts testing of your choosing, such as for HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, or all of the above. And one of our prevention staff will reach out to you with the results. I did it last month. That's exactly what happened. And don't forget to you can set up an appointment to come Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a walk-in test using the number on your screen. Again, thank you, VouDou ONYX.
Thank you
for coming. And good luck at IML. I'm sure you're going to do well. I'll be backstage cheering you on. And the rest of the contestants,
you sure you're
but
gonna be cheering
especially
me on
you.
and not doing other things backstage?
No, I'm gonna have plenty of time for that. I'm gonna be working backstage. Well, I mean, if they do assign me as the fluffer,
they do
though,
call it work.
If they do assign me as the fluffer, I'll be busy fluffing.
Right, that's what I said. They call it work.
And thank you for the audience coming and joining us, and y'all at home. Thank you for watching Toy with me. We will see y'all next time.
Thank you all. Good night.
He said good night.
I'll wait till we're clear.